Good morning. Self-concept low. So much stress. Today I'm my first day of CBT. Yeah, my first session of CBT. And we're going to be talking about social anxiety. And I'm really excited to finally sort this out. I feel like it's hijacked my freaking life. Like, just when I think I'm figuring things out, I ruin it. I ruin it for myself, and I'm so tired of repeating the same cycles, and I feel so lonely. But it's like, I'm probably not helping myself. I want friendship, and yet I feel like I keep hitting a wall where I won't go up to the people that feel curious, like interesting to me, and I am worried that like I'm finding more comfort in connecting with older friends, but I think it's because I feel like there's an established connection, there's a depth I can count on. With new people, and it just feels like they'll be put off by the intensity of what I feel. Quite intense. There's a lot going on all the time, you know, and I feel like a burden in a way. Like, probably I'm not a very good friend. I don't really feel like a great friend. I mean, I'm fine. I'm not a bad friend. I'm not a bad friend. I'm just maybe not the best type. Like, I don't know if I'm there enough for my friends. I mean, they say that I am, but I don't feel like I'm able to be there properly. Like, because I feel like I don't know how to be there for myself. So like, what am I thinking? Trying to add more people onto my roster. Like, it's a weird place. I just wonder if I'm somebody worth being friends with, and I don't know, I'm like, maybe you're overthinking it. Like, maybe I'm not the funny type, you know, the funny type get to be friends with lots of people. Oh my god. Really? Okay. Okay. Like, well, you have your own strengths. Like, I'm trying to speak light into myself. I don't know what I'm making this for. I guess just to keep it real. I really connected with somebody the other night. But we were both quite drunk, and that does help. It was the first time in ages that I felt something so deeply, like, where somebody understood me in a way, not just where they, you know, like, I have amazing friends and they understand me, but the way that we were talking and everything, like, it's like we were going through the exact same emotionally, and the way we were expressing that and processing it was the exact same. It was very beautiful. I'm very grateful for it, but at the same time, you can't be drunk all the time. You know, I'm dealing with a lot of financial pressure as well. I think that's a huge part of the self-concept thing. I just feel like, yeah, my job is great, but it's not, like, purpose-wise, it's not doing it for me. I think that just makes me question everything, and I had so much faith in you. YouTube. I poured everything into Vlogmas. Like, I've never worked so hard on something in my life, which is amazing, you know, first time for everything. I mean, I've worked hard, but I've never been like, you know, where like all the odds are against you, if you will, or like people are like, you can't do it and you still do it, or like the unconventional path. I've never tried so hard at something unconventional where I have nobody else cheering me on but me, and I'm working at like 2 in the morning and like just doing dumb things like that. And it didn't work, right? It didn't work the way, I mean, I got 300 more subscribers, so that was amazing. But that was it, and it wasn't enough. And so I think I fell to this doubt, like, I'm not all that, you know, because I failed. I need to keep trying. You know, when you speak things out loud, you wonder, you realize how silly you are. I don't want my storage to run out. So there's that, and then just the financial stuff is killing me. It's killing me, and you know what, it's my fault. I was an idiot last year. I was an absolute idiot. I didn't track anything because it scared the living daylights out of me. and so I didn't save enough, and then now I'm in a situation where I'm also having to pay rent, which is fine, like it's teaching me responsibility. But you know, if I could go back and I could change something, it would be save up so that you can do the courses you want to do. Like, all I want is to do a freaking PT course. Well, not really for the PTing part, but like the level 2 fitness side of things. I also really wanted to do Shelby Sapp's sales program, but I can't afford that. I wanted to do, I think her name is Alice Liu, her dropshipping thing. Oh my god. And now I'm in a thing where like, what's it, stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like, do I go further into YouTube? Do I mean, I need to sell some stuff on Vinted. I'm trying to keep a balanced life with friends, but to have, you know, build relationships, you know, go out, go places, have money to go places, to catch a freaking train or fill up your car with petrol. You know, so it's just like, should I just accept my fate as a lonely girl? You know, I was trying to, what's it, not put all my eggs in one basket and get on Hinge and talk to a variety of people. And now I'm in a situation where I need to meet said variety of people, and I'm going to be keeping even more people waiting. So it's just stupid. I'm stupid. And then there's also the thing of self-talk. Positive. I'm just a chronic overthinker. I'm certainly a mess. I don't know, there's just a lot going on. And I come up with stupid ideas, and then I don't trust myself, because I really thought that the YouTube thing would work. You know, I thought, okay, it's going to work. And now I need to be able to buy my dad's car off of him by the end of the year. But now that I'm paying rent and I'm part-time, 50%, I calculated it like a month ago, and it turns out with that I would be lucky to afford a fourth of the car by the end of the year. And so I was like, okay, I'll increase my hours to 75% in June once I finished more of my degree. With all the respect in the world to my incredible job that puts food on the table for me and provides my family with comfort and sanity, and provides me with somewhat a social life and the ability to serve. I mean, oh my god, you know, with all the respect in the world to that, I didn't go through all of the failures. I don't want to go 75%. It's a privilege problem, I know. 100% for that matter. I'm good. And so I had a refreshing thought this morning. I was like, what if I just said really stubbornly to myself that I'm not gonna do it, and I'm gonna carry on being bold. I just thought, what's the long term? You know, what's the long term? It's not that I'm opposed to going back to being full-time at work ever. I mean, sure, but I need to have a strong why for it. I mean, if I really need it financially, then fine. You know, beggars can't be choosers. Whatever. And I'll make the best of it, and it could be an opportunity, you know, if that is the case. Hopefully it'll be in a different job role, because I might lose my mind if I go full-time in this one again. It's a bit intense. Anyway. But long-term, it's just, I'm not meant to. I see colleagues, you know, and you might relate to this, people that have been there for like, you know, 30 years in the same role, and they're happy, and or even, you know, 5 years or 1 year, and everyone has their reasons. I'm not here to judge, but I talk to like 80% of people, 80%, and I mean, you can learn something from anyone and everyone, yes, but people don't have, a lot of people don't, they're okay with a bare minimum. You know, they don't do all of this shit. I'm getting ready for work, and I know I look kind of crazy, but like, I always show up looking 10 out of 10, and I try my best in my job, irrespective of how I feel. Even if I'm like crying on the inside, I still try, and I'm not saying people don't, but it's like, I don't just try there. I go to gym and people wonder, how do you go to the gym? How do you do it? Well, it's like, well, it's what matters to me. I'm sure you make time for what matters to you. It's as simple as that. I'm not judging you, but you ask me how, well, how do you, sorry, my video cut out, but I was just saying, like, how do you make time for the football, you know? And it's just this feeling that, like, you'll be talking to somebody, right? Like, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and you know, they were talking about how they work at the time management, how they're always running late, and I was like, listen, I relate, I've been there. And I just said, like, what really helped me was like, realizing that I'm always going to prioritize how I look. Like, I've tried to rush it, and unless I'm in an absolute pinch, I will just still do my whole beat, I will still do my hair. And you know, I realized, like, that value is not going to change. Like, I'm always going to want to show up looking 10 out of 10. And so what I can't change is the time that I get up. And I was like, that's my controllable factor, and that's what I've been doing to ensure that I make it on time to places, because it's been a real thing of mine this year to be on time, and I've been doing actually very good. I mean, I'm in a little bit of a rush right now. I got up late out of bed. I was just not feeling it. Now I'm vlogging because I'm inspired, and I just need to get things off my chest. But anyway, I need to talk, otherwise my story's just gonna run. I mean, it's gonna run out either way, but anyway. Mahika, what was I saying? Yes, it's been a real intention of mine to fix my timing, and I've been doing a lot better, but it's like I set the intention, I was like, I'm gonna fucking change it, and I am. But I was talking to this person, and they're like, yeah, well, you know, it's just who I am, and they were so defeatist about it. And I get it, we all have our things, and we sometimes just need somebody to slap us in the face, or we need the right medium, like we need the right person telling us, so we just need to learn harder in our own way. So whatever, each journey is unique. But you know, there was that, and there was also a conversation of reading. I had my book there, and I put it down, and I was gonna interact and be polite, and I was speaking with this individual, and we talked briefly about reading, and they're like, oh, well, I don't read anymore, and they said, oh, I want to get into reading again. And I was like, well, you know, what helped me was realizing that part of the reason I wasn't finishing my books was because, although I loved them and I wanted the answers that they would provide, they weren't answering questions that were like the biggest questions in my life at the time. The reason I'm like making so much progress with Atomic Habits is because it is in direct relation to like the main problems I face in my life, about like identity and where change occurs, how does it start, how, I guess, really breaking it down and humanizing it so it doesn't feel so like out of reach, and like, oh, well, change is for superstars, people that aren't like as lazy, or you know, so what am I saying? But it solves a big problem for me, which is what's helping me. So I shared that, but this person still was like, yeah, well, you know, I'm not going to change now, I'm 40 something. And I guess what I'm trying to express is you come across so many people that are okay with not trying. And there's a fear where, you know, you're like, if I open up, like, am I just gonna constantly be met with this? And you know, these are the kindest people in the world. There's no shade, but there's a loneliness that comes to it where you're like, am I just really nuts? Like, why am I trying so hard? Why am I just like trying so hard for my happiness, if that makes sense? Am I overachieving, or is everybody else just underachieving? And what am I doing so much for? You know, especially when you hear your parents saying, like, here's the conventional path. Very good job. You know? No shade, just is how it is. Yeah, I just wonder if I'm a bit nuts. Pretty much all the time. And then when you fail, you're just like, well, what was I thinking anyway? You know, here's the normal, here's the average. Why don't you just be like this? And then there's a little thing inside you which is like, no, I just can't be like that. And you're just stuck in this weird place where you're like back and forth between, what am I doing, trying so hard? But then it's like you don't know any different, and it gives you life to try hard, even if there's no outcome. What was I saying? I guess in summary, it's just this thing of feeling lonely. You know, how do I foster deeper connections? How do I foster connections with people where, you know, I'm not where they're like, oh, well, you know, whenever I talk to you, you're on a diet. Like, yes, Jeffrey, I'm on a diet, okay? You know, I'm not gonna just eat Jaff cakes every day, even though I could. I'm not gonna. Lord. Like, how do I... And then, like, maintaining relationships, you know, like, there are some people at the gym where, like, there's this girl, and I saw her physique once. I was like, oh my god, like, I went up to her once, I was like, your physique, I just want to say, is like goals. So I'm great at the initial stuff, and then she saw me the other day and she smiled, and I smiled, but like, and we said like hi, but I was like, do I say something more? What do I do? How do people make friends at the gym? I just feel like I might find more people like me at the gym, right? Especially people like on a Saturday or on a Sunday, like people that go on the weekends. Dedication, you know. If you want to meet people like you, I guess you gotta go to like the niche. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the whole friend thing, and you know, and then am I actually introverted? Am I extroverted? Should I be trying to adopt more extroverted traits? Because, you know, here's the thing. Normally, I'd be fine with that, but my job requires me to be so extroverted that I think I'm just like, do I really want to talk? Do I really want to talk? I think that's part of the problem. There's this comfort, you know, that comes from knowing that, hey, I can just go to the gym and not talk to anybody. There's a peace in that. That being said, I would like to have actual friends, you know, outside of work. And there's also like the loneliness of, I think I mentioned this, oh no, I didn't vlog this, but like loneliness of a lot of guys wanting to be my friend. And I as much as I appreciate it, there's always this doubt where like, I don't know if it's because they want something more. And the last thing I want to do is like make somebody feel like they've given all of this and I should give something back, like me responding is a sign of me liking them or something. Like, I don't, it's just trust, you know. Like, I'm flattered, that's nice, but is it because you want something? Is your kindness because you're interested in me romantically or sexually, or is it because you like who I am as a person and just that? I don't want just a nice conversation. I don't want just a moment of connection. I want people I can build with, so I don't feel so alone and crazy, and also just to share life with, and I guess feel validated in my personality too. Like, I'm alright when I'm on my own, clearly, with a camera, and even when I'm at work, because I have a uniform, you know, I'm in a position of service. I have to be something bigger than myself. But when it just comes to me with me, and I'm at the gym, and it's just me, somehow it's like I'm not enough, and all the shit talk starts. Anyway, guys, it's enough of a ramble, but it's just to keep it real with you about where I am. I have to go do my eyebrows and lashes now. Concentrate so that I can be on time. If you guys relate, let me know. Let me know if you figured out any of the answers to these questions. How do you foster real connection with real life people? Here it's easier, people clicking watch, they want to, you know, connect. They know what they're in for, to an extent.